Daniel Lacey, Assistant Sports Information Director for Averett Athletics, here with head wrestling coach Blake Roulo for another episode of Coach's Corner. Blake, you guys have been busy over the past few weeks. It's the dual part of your season. First, SUNY Cortland duels, you guys went 2-1. Lost to Ithaca, but they're ranked 14th in the country, and then got wins over Cortland and then Nassau Community College. Then last week, you guys had a tough loss at home to Washington and Lee, but then bounced back with a lopsided win over Bluefield. Start off with what you've seen from your team over the last couple weeks.
It's been a lot of duels, and the great thing about duels is, you're wrestling for something bigger than yourself. And it brings that, we're a very individual sport, but it brings that team aspect. So guys who, when they head in an individual tournament who don't normally do the best job fighting for themselves in the duel, it really shows up. So we went up to the Cortland duels, and like I said last time, the worst case was to go 0-3, and to come out of there 2-1, I was really pleased with it. Like Nassau, I beat Nassau 26-19. It was when they won the national duels championships for the junior college was big. Beating Cortland was great. Their historic program 33-20, and then losing to Ithaca. We got some good wins there, but they're just solid. They're where we want to be, and it's going to take some time. But I felt like when we went up to the Cortland duels, it was going 2-1 there. It felt like we wrestled hard, and we wrestled for something bigger than ourselves. And Isaiah Deck in the Cortland match coming through. If you include the Cortland duels and you include the past couple of duels we've had recently, Isaiah Deck has won 8 of his last 10 matches. So we're doing some really good things there. George Mosley has been picking up solid pins everywhere. He's got, I want to say, 16 pins on the year. Washington and Lee, we battled them tough. It's crazy. We're doing our best wrestling right now. All 10 weights in the Washington and Lee dual meet I was very happy with. 8 of the 10 over the Cortland duels I was happy with. But all 10 weights for Washington and Lee and for the Bluefield College match I was very pleased with. We are consistently being aggressive now. We're consistently running back to the middle. And we're showing up in really key spots. And now it's just about developing our guys situationally.
Absolutely, and you touched on this a little bit, but a couple of notable things from the Bluefield duel is that Woody and Mosley both broke program records. Woody's now got 17 straight wins, and as you mentioned, Mosley earned his 16th pin of the season. And then a couple other guys heating up, as you've mentioned, Trent Ragland's won 8 of his last 9, and then Isaiah Dex won 8 of his last 10. How encouraging has it been to see these guys step up and get it done for your team?
Well, we beat Bluefield 42-4, so that was great. We've gone 3-2 in this little stretch of duels right now. But I would say Isaiah Deck is just very coachable right now, and it's why he's having such great results. There are certain things about his offense that are really great, but he's still a beginner, it seems like, in some areas. Like, we are fixing a lot of basic things that a college wrestler should already know how to do. But he's just being very coachable. Like, I have a one-on-one with him right after this. He's just doing a great job. Comes in for study sessions every week with me for film study, and then has been doing one-on-ones every week. So he's been doing great. Trent Ragland is 100% in now. And, for heavyweight, you gotta be 100% in, because it's so much about being in shape, and it takes heavyweights longer than other weight classes to get in shape. Like, he spends 20 minutes extra after every practice doing conditioning, because that's what it takes at heavyweight. The guy who's in shape at heavyweight usually has a lot of success, and he's been big for us. Winning 8 of the last 9 has been a huge help with our dual meets. It's a big reason why we're 3-2 in this stretch. But been very happy with everyone. And George Mosley isn't wrestling like a freshman. Which to have 16 pins, and I expect him to get a couple more this weekend probably. Our guys are doing their best wrestling right now. I don't think we're necessarily at our peak yet. I think like the way it's set up, we will be peaking by regionals. But our guys have already hit their lows of the low of the season, and it's we're having some good wrestling. That's just what it's about. Like, to wrestle Washington and Lee in Bluefield and not give up a single pin in either match, I'm very pleased with.
Yeah, that's great to hear. 4 duels left this season before you start regionals. Alderson Broadus, Southern Virginia, Ferrum, all in the next week. Preview those matchups for us and talk about what you're looking for from your guys as you get ready for regionals.
We got to go in and win. We got to go in and win. This program is in its 3rd year. We've never had a winning record. Right now we're 7-8, which means we gotta do some damage. We gotta win. It's just Southern Virginia. I think we're heavily favored against. Same with Alderson Broadus, but this isn't the week to take off. We have to keep consistently getting better in situations. With Braswell and Woody, when these guys in these dual meets try to do everything they can to not get pinned and to not get teched, we have to find ways to score. We have to be creative. We have to put motions together. Because those guys are spectacular when they're on, and I think when we go to Southern Virginia this weekend and wrestle both of those teams, we have to be, if we go in there to get bonus points, we're going to win the dual meet. But if we go in there just to win, I think we'll lose to Alderson Broadus. That's not a thing. I know we will. So we have to go in there getting bonus points. And by doing that, I don't think the dual meet will be close. I don't think the Southern Virginia dual meet will be close, but a key matchup to highlight for Southern Virginia is that heavyweight. Nico Ramirez is tough, but Trent Ragland is not the same wrestler he was on January 4th when he wrestled him previously. He has to understand that. This is going to be big for seeding. This is going to be big for momentum going into the regional tournament. So I'm excited about that. And then Ferrum, it's a state rivalry. And they've dominated the past 2 years, and it has to come to a point where you're sick of it. You got to be sick of it as a program. You got to be sick of it, whether it's in the recruiting, the wrestling. But if our team wants to be a competitor, we got to start pushing back on those guys. They are tough. They're very well coached. None but respect for that program and everything they've done. But there has to be a point where you're sick of losing. We are sick of losing to Ferrum, and I'm really excited about our grit and our fight when we wrestled them February 11th. I mean, we've been ready. We've been ready, and it's time to show out because everyone's going to be paying attention to that result. Recruits, families, everyone. So we got to show out against them, and we have to do our best wrestling at all 10 weights in order to make the upset.